the Viridian HS1 Handstop laser. Let's check it out. When it comes to lasers, there's a lot of opinions. For tactical self-defense use, or is it just a range toy? And I think it's proven itself in a lot of applications to be very practical if used in the right context. Today we're going to take a look at the Viridian HS1, which is hand-stop laser. It is the very first and only hand-stop laser on the market. It's a M-LOK compatible system, but you can also get a Picatinny adapter. We're going to take a look at some of the practical applications and some of the pitfalls. It's very easy to use. It just fits right onto your rifle, and there's a small button, and when you press it, the laser is activated. When you release, it turns off. Very streamlined and compact on your rifle. Now, this was all made possible by GetZone.com, one of the best Second Amendment video platforms out there. And we do a lot of exclusive videos over there. But we also appreciate Viridian for sending the HS1 for this review. And it is very minimal on the rifle, and I wanted to get a full shot of the rifle. This is again the St. Victor from Springfield Armory. It's their new mid-level AR-15. This thing is excellent, but really it looks very natural on the rifle. Hand stops are great. I like very minimal hand stops. I don't like things hanging down, but and some of you guys do, and that's fine. This is just my preference, but this to me is just a really great hand stop just in itself. Curves down, it's very natural. As I bring my hand around, the activation knob, which you're going to look at, is right here, and you want this set toward the end of your rail but not past your rail. And so it's made of really nice polymer, very good construction, very ergonomic. You can grip it from the back, or you can bring it around and activate the knob. Now here you can see the small green activation knob, and as you press it, it comes on. Release it, it goes off. There's no constant on. It just comes on when you need to. And so it's a natural gripping right here. And then if you want to relieve it, just pull it up. There's a little bit of a lip right here as well. And it is green, so it's really easy to identify. It's really easy to activate, just a slight touch and it'll turn it on. But again, you can put your hand toward the back if you don't want to use it, or you can bring your hand up. So I mean, it's a very ergonomic, very unique looking piece, and it really looks good on the firearm. Now I really feel like you should have a light on your rifle, and of course we're just going to put the Odin Mini on this one. Locks in. Really a great little light. The laser is great for aiming your shot, but you need to be able to illuminate it so you can identify it. But one thing about the laser is, in fairly low light, when you can still see your target, this really allows you to get on target really fast. Of course, just activation, so simple. And when you hit the laser, that's all you can see is the dot. If you can't identify the target, then you're just going to be firing into the dark. And so with the light, it really complements the light itself. So I can use just the light, or I can come in and use just the laser if I need to, or obviously if I have the light and I want to hit the laser, I've got the best of both worlds. Now it's just one solid piece, and of course you've got your M-LOK, and we have the Viridian green. I think that's kind of a nice touch. You have your spacer, which is typical for M-LOK. We've used this quite a bit, and it's a little bit beat up, but you know, that's one of the things that's very tough. And Viridian makes really good products. I mean, they've been around for a long time. In fact, my bedside gun, I have an HK P30 with a Viridian light laser combo. And one of the things I love about Viridian is the distance that it will go. In fact, in daylight, this goes to 100 yards, which we tested, and it did. And then also with at night, it'll go 600 yards. And guys, it is really bright. Now here's your battery compartment right here, and it uses one of the 1/3 N batteries. These are readily available. In fact, I just ordered these off eBay. But just unscrew, pull it out, and it goes right in. You can see the brass fittings around, so it's very well made. Battery life is about 1.5 hours, but since you're just pressing this, intermittently, you're not, 1.5 hours is a long time to be holding this down. And that's really not what this is for. So you're going to get really extended battery life out of this in normal use. But a good ergonomic shape to it, the laser right here, and of course it's protected. We're going to go ahead and turn that on, and it just activates as you press this button. It's a very light press, and it's a little bit tactile. You can feel it as you come around because it's raised, so it's just right in that right spot. It doesn't have a constant on feature. That way you're not just leaving it on inadvertently and revealing where you are. Now there is a elevation and there's windage right here, and guys, I'll tell you, when you're sighting this in, this really moves very quickly. And so what I did was sighted it in at 50 yards, and that way, wherever I was putting the laser, especially up close at 10 yards, because we were doing a lot of shooting. It's made from a hard polymer, and of course you've got your screws underneath to be able to attach this. And it's really easy to attach, just like most of your M-LOK. Now this is the world's first Handstop laser. I think I've seen it in a number of places around the $150 range, but I've seen it for less as well. To me, that's not a bad price for a Handstop with an integral laser. It's 3¼ inches in length, and it's about a 1/2 inch wide. So we're only at about 10 yards. We're just going to go ahead and see how we're doing. Of course, I get the light on. It's a little bit of an overcast day, but that laser is showing up extremely well. Really quick to get on target, really easy, transitions are easy, and they're all in the same spot. And of course, during the day, being able to see your laser, you can pick this up right away. Probably the most important advantage of a laser is that you can shoot without looking down your sights or your optic. So if you're in an unusual position, you need to pull your gun around, you can just see where the dot is pointed, and that's going to give you an aiming point. Okay, that's at 75 yards, and I can see the dot. I've got my red dot turned down. I'm up at 100 yards, and we're just going to see if we can see it. I think the glasses too, having sunglasses on, made it a little more difficult. Yeah, I can see it. It's on the target. So that's at 100 yards during the day. We're about 75 yards out. We're just going to kind of see where the laser is. The dummy's down there. I've got a camera down there on it, so you're going to be able to see it. But man, it is super bright. Headshot, torso, groin. I mean, that really shows up well. I'm going to turn the light on just so you can see where it is. So that's with the light on. You can see how intense that laser is. I mean, it is, Viridian makes some really intense lasers. Now we're at 100 yards. I'm going to turn the light off that's shining on me. I think it'll help for you to be able to see the laser. We're just going to point down. Now I've got it right on the dummy. This is 100 yards. I can see that very clearly. Now, as far as pros and cons, one of the biggest pros is that you can shoot this from non-traditional shooting positions where you can't access your optic or your sights. And you can put the laser on the target, and you know that's where the rounds are going to fire and hit. Also, long range, day or night. 600 yards at night, 100 yards during the day. That's pretty impressive. And it is bright. I mean, you can see it. Also, it is a hand stop, and so it just on its own, it's going to give you that advantage to have a very minimal hand stop on your rifle. Now, the quality is really exceptional with Viridian. I mean, they make really good products, and their lasers are very bright. It is only in green. If you're looking for red, obviously, then Viridian is not for you. Also, it's non-integral with your light. It's a separate system. A lot of times with light laser systems, you have to toggle to find the right light laser or just light. So this gives you just a direct position to be able to hit this and get a laser. Having a laser only is not adequate. You need to be able to have light to identify. Lasers do not identify, they just show you where your point of aim is. And so a light is needed. But I like that it's separate from the light because it gives you the best of both worlds. Now, these are made in the USA and they have a 7-year warranty. So any kind of issues you're going to have, you should have them in that time period. Guys, I really feel like the HS1 has a lot of practical applications when used properly. I think you need to have some sort of light on your firearm if you're depending on this in a dead of night situation. Sometimes with low light, you're going to be able to identify your target, but having a light to match with the HS1 to me is vital. Having a light on your firearm illuminates, it identifies, but having a laser will get you on target, especially in those odd shooting positions. And to me, that is one of the biggest advantages of having a laser on your firearm. And again, we want to thank GetZone for putting all this together, and also for Viridian for sending the HS1. Rubber Dummies is one of the best training tools on the market, and you get a 10% discount using Suit00 when you click the link down in the description. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Number of different M-LOK sessions. It's M-LOK. That wind, man, that wind is cold.